Okay, so it's 5 in the morning on the 11th. This new thing on my phone. I have no idea what the hell this is on the side of my phone. So I even started over. I was like, what is going on? But it's still there. So, fuck, I have no idea. That's going to distract me. um, and I feel like shit. I feel like fucking shit. And, Stella, obviously she doesn't feel good either. I can't even believe that I can give her RSO, melatonin, and CBD, and she still wakes up. Oh my god, dang, girl. Um, and freaking Ruthie is just wearing me the fuck down, man. Her fucking anxiety. I literally cannot walk out of the room without her freaking the fuck out. And it's kind of funny, but it pisses me off too because I have this mirror right here, and in front of it I have a table, and it's got perfume and stuff on it. And she goes insane trying to find me in the mirror, and so she starts knocking everything over every time. If she doesn't go with me, she's got to be trotting right next to me all the time. And that's where it reminds me so much of Lucy. Lucy had such separation anxiety. And here comes Ruthie. It's the weirdest thing. But um, I don't know. Yesterday it was not having. I don't think she had any accidents in the house. I was trying to think if she had any. I don't think so. If she did, maybe there was one. But I think that, God, I hope today's another day. I hope it just keeps getting better and better. But the anxiety, I don't even know what to do. Like I put her in the crate the other day when I left. When I put Lucy in the crate, when I tried the crate with her, she just tore the crate up. I mean, broke out of the crate. So I'm sure that won't be long before she's able to do that. She's way bigger. I can't even budge her. There's no way I can pick her up or anything. She is like fucking solid. And but I put her in the crate the other day, and so I could go to the grocery store. And I went and got in the car, and I could hear her screaming. She was screaming the whole time. And so then I was like, oh, I forgot my bags. So I came back in, and she was making this really screaming noise. So I came in to check. The dogs were all anxious. So it was like she was in distress, in a different kind of distress. And she had pushed, you know how the crates have like a tray on the bottom? So she somehow pushed the tray out and got her feet caught up in between the tray and the gate. Like, it's a good thing I came back in and just took the tray out. She had blankets in there, but she turned them into a big wad. That but anyways, I was glad I came back in and was able to fix him because I don't know. She was, I don't even know. It's just like, oh my God, it's just nonstop. Something with her. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait till she's grown up. Man. I hope a lot of it's just puppy. And I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know what her separation anxiety is all about. I don't know if it's just because of leaving her home that she knew, coming here, and now she's in a panic. I fucking don't know. But anyways, I don't feel good at all. And this morning when I was blowing my nose, it was blood. And so I know it's something that they are. Our sky was just like, it's very decorative. And what was that? It was something else I was going to say. Oh, my tooth. Hold on. I got this cup of tea because it gives me comfort. I don't feel good and I'm tired. I'm tired as fuck. She was so relentless this morning. She would not stop. And then when I was like, son of a bitch. So finally I get up. It was almost 4 in the morning. I was like, oh, so she's starving. So anyways, I got up and fed them. So my tooth, oh my God, it's a whole fucking other level again. I swear to God, this roller coaster I'm on with my health, it just went off. It just went off. God damn. So it seemed like my tooth was doing way better. And then when my daughter was going to Thailand, which she's having a great time. Everything's going great. She's seeing all sorts of cool stuff, eating all sorts of great food. So she's having a great time, which makes me really, this is like, I guess, my struggle with envy. Oh my God, I want to go there so bad. I would like to do a whole tour of like the Orient or the, like an Asian tour, but some of the places are, I don't know, over in that area. Because there's other places in Asia, but over in the Orient, I would love to go to all those kind of places. And I feel like this strong ties inside my soul to there too. So anyways, I would really like to go, and hopefully, I get to go before that landmass changes. But anyways, so, but 27 hours, my mom said that her friend who goes to see her kid, I remember if they're stationed in Cambodia or the Philippines or something, 30 hours, 30-hour travel day. It's like, that's where I would rather get my hover car. I was telling my brother the other day about the hover cars. He's like, oh, that won't be in our lifetime. We're not going to be here in any Jetson lifetime and stuff. And I said, I think we will. But see, maybe he's not going the same reality as me. And he's like, oh, no, we're not. There's not going to be any hover cars. He said if they were, because he was talking about that he was going to get his pilot license or something and was going to do helicopters. One of his friends, that they were going to do it together or something, and then his friend is doing it. And then he was always giving me all these facts about how hard it is to get something up off the ground. And he's like, no way, we're not going to be flying around. And it's just like, people just don't understand as the abilities that are here that they have been hiding from us to keep us in the dark. So there's going to be a quantum leap in technology. It's going to go from here to there suddenly. And that's also, we're going to go back to free energy. They're going to tap into that again. So there's going to be a lot of changes. I don't know, but I know that they're also, this train that the officials travel in, it's underground, and it moves, like you can go from New York to Japan in 1 minute. It's like, woo! But I think also there's shortcuts that they don't give us access to. So that's what I would say with portals and stuff. It's like shortcuts, which some of these people who were walking from India to Mexico found them. I swear to God, I think some's in the Grand Canyon. But anyways, there's portals or shortcuts underneath us. And they've got this fast train system that's going to be, what is that? Kind of, hold on, there's a zillion words coming in my brain. That's the one, introduced. So, introduced to us. And then, so our travel is going to be changing no matter what. And I was like, my daughter's like, oh my God, you love it so much, you got to come. I was like, I wanted to go there so long. But now with Ruthie, I don't know, like I can't even go fucking out of the room. I was like, I need a dog nanny. That's what I need. And I said, when I get money, I'm getting a dog nanny. And, but I think, cutting down on travel time too will be a big, help. And then also, if it's not such an ordeal, like you could just zip over to places for the day, zip back. But, and I would say, because you think like, well, they'd make the train so expensive and there'd be such long lines. But I think that there's going to be a lot more than what we think. I think that maybe the tunnels are going to turn into something different. I'm not sure, but I know things are going to change. That how we live now is it's, yeah, under, it's to be controlled and stuff, but it's underdeveloped. Like there's a lot more. And I think that's what disclosure is going to be more, is the introduction into technology and what has been kept from us. And that is going to be the quantum leap that we're looking for, of being able to live different and stuff. So I think it's not going to be like with the same sense of how it is now, and overcrowded and everybody trying to get into, you know, like we're all lining up for, we're on waiting lists for years to get on this train to go someplace. It's not going to be just like one train. It's going to be a whole new way of how we move. So, because the people who were in charge, who even when the other dimensional beings came to try and tell them about technology, and they rejected it because those people are quite comfortable with keeping us on petroleum, and so they don't want us to move off of that because that's where they make their money. But petroleum is going to be, I think, a thing of the past. It's going to be history. Hold on, let me finish this. So, anyways, I think that stuff's going to change. Okay. Let's see. Where do I begin? Oh, yeah, and also, Ruthie and Stella keep getting all this mucus coming out of their eye, which it's got to be the sickness from the skies, I would say. And yesterday, I don't remember. I swear to God, these days, they just are all, like, yeah, I kept thinking yesterday was Sunday. It was Monday. It was like, what? When I got off the thing and I started, I think I started at 3:33, and then when I ended, the timestamp was 1:33:46. What? No, that's not 3 more threes. That would have to be 3:93:69. No, it was 4:6. But but anyways, I was like, oh, weird. I started at 3:33 and then I ended at 1:33. So but anyways, when I stopped and I saw it was like Monday, I was like, dang, it's Monday? Fuck, I feel like I'm just skipping days somehow. But but I have no idea what yesterday was. I was just like, I don't know, just a bunch of just taking care of the dogs. What do the dogs need? Go, come in, do this, do that. It's just like kind of doing that. And then I was just trying to find something to watch. And TikTok is so fucking annoying. My FYP, which that is your For You page. So it's your algorithm page. And it is, it's worse. It just gets worse and worse. Fuck, dude. Just constant. Like, I could not believe how many girls I saw yesterday selling this one fucking product. It was like video after video after video after video after video. I was like, what the fucking, how many of you guys are all selling this motherfucking same shit? It was like, Jesus Christ, man. God dang, this fucking world. God, TikTok is fucking, I just got to get off of it. I just got to get the fuck off of it. It just gets worse and worse. It's such a fucking consumerism. And all these fucking wanting to be influencers, and it's just, it's not authentic. It's just like it's fake, phony bullshit. But you know, you can get to somebody, Ruthie. I think she does have quite the little tootie booty. Oh my God. I don't know if it's her breed and their stomach issues or what, but anyways, so she starts snoring. Then, wait, that threw me. Oh, yeah, because the dog videos. Oh, Lord, have mercy. God dang. And some of them has got to be people doing these for views and likes and shit. Because how is every motherfucking thing on camera? Like, yeah. Fuck. Fuck this. God. I really feel like, about shit right now. So, okay. There was a couple of videos I saw this morning. And one of them, I was just like, what the fuck? This is fucking, just, what? I didn't even, I mean, I don't know how long the video was, but it had this much of a gap. I stopped, it was like this much of a gap. I was like, oh my God, I can't even listen anymore. God. This girl, we're just gonna have little tunes going on the side here. This girl, she was going, so she's outraged over Donald, of course. What? Of course it's Donald. Donald, which Erica was at this other thing yesterday that they did. She's everywhere. She's just all over the place. It's like for this person who you didn't even know the fuck they were, suddenly there's front and center every fucking day. They're right there at the White House in the Oval Office while he's signing shit, and she's right there. Oh, look, we got Erica here. It's like, oh, yay, yippee-ki-yay. So, anyways, but there's one side that Donald could do no right. But I guess he said again, he's sending us out money. And I guess my mom told me yesterday, she's like, he says he's sending us 2,000, but I don't know when. It's like, what? I would prefer him to send me like 40. I want that house to get moved over here. But anyways, whatever's gonna be is gonna be. However it works out, it's gonna work out. But anyways, so this girl who obviously doesn't like Donald, so she was going off on this what is that word? Yeah, I guess you could just say assault, but the destruction, the destroying, the taking down of the East Wing. So she's just going off on that. And now he's destroying history. And not only that, it's against women, because that is where women protested. That's where women worked. I mean, it's like, that's where women got worked. They got worked over. But so she's like, you know, this is another assault. And then you go in the comments, another assault against women. Donald just doesn't stop. He's just assaulting the women. And now he's destroyed these women purposely to destroy women's rights and our history and all this stuff. Of course he did, because that's where women worked. Oh. I was like, that's why I was like, what? I made a comment and I said, something about the exposing the torture, murder, and the trafficking situation. I said, don't you think more about Delphine LaLaura's house and what needed to be eradicated there? But they don't know what the fuck. They don't know what is going on. And so, yeah, they think, oh, our wonderful history, our history of what? It's like, you don't know what's underneath. You don't know what they're getting rid of. And so, anyways, so it's like, God. But God says, world of division. The people who don't know anything, who just, and it is also, right now too, all the videos I saw is just fear, fear, fear. Fuck, man. God dang. Oh, yeah, because that movie, I'll say that in a second, too, but, yeah, it has to do with this. But the fear, 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 every fucking thing. Oh, my God, this is about to happen. Oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. It's like, yeah, stuff's gonna be going down, but this, it's going different than what they think. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. But then there's all the stuff with those UAPs and motherships and more information coming out and stuff. But it's like all these people who are like on the edge of their seat, like, oh my God, there's aliens. What are they going to do to us? They're out to get us. They're going to come and get us. They're going to hurt us. It's like, God dang, man. If they could, don't you think they would have done that already? I mean, they could have done that years ago. They could have done that when I was a kid. So, what? So then, but this movie, I've never heard of this movie or anything. And so I'm looking, and I kept starting different movies, and it was just like, ugh. I did not like the tempo. I didn't like anything about the movie. It was just irking me. And so I kept switching and switching and switching. Look for a different one. And so like, ugh, look for a different one. Ugh. And so this movie I never heard of pops up. And it has Nicolas Cage. And I'm thinking, well, how bad could it be? And so, and I think it's from the time when he was doing tons and tons of movies. So it was a period of time where he was just doing every script or something that came his way or something. I don't know, the gossip things say that he had some kind of debt or something. I don't know if it was child support or something that he'd misspent his money when he first got rich or something, and then got himself in a hole. So then he was like, well, I don't know. I think he came from a rich family. But when he first started, making tons of money, and misspent it or something, some kind of financial thing. So he did every script or something. I don't know. I heard like he was doing like 20 movies a year or something. And so there was lots of movies that he's the only person you've ever heard of in the movie. And this was one of those movies. Like, I don't know who any of these other people were. So that's why I was like, I think this is from that period of time. And so it wasn't like big box office movie or anything, but I really liked it. And it seemed to go so much with what's going on in the world to me. So but it could be, a more well-known movie, and I just don't know it. And maybe those are people who are famous, and I just don't know who they are. But I can't think of the name of the movie. But so he's some kind of futuristic kind of cop, I would say, like in the direction of control. You think like if we kept going in the direction of control, where would we be? Because it was like that. So he is, and there's more to the story, but I went in and out a lot of times, so I missed some of the little nuances, but I got the overall. But anyway, so he's like this cop, and he goes, it's almost like CPS for all of us. And they decide, like, well, you need to go in the maid. You're like the first opening thing. He goes to this house, this old man. So he's supposed to go, and he has got his badge and all this shit because he's a government official thing. And he's supposed to go to this guy's house. And then he goes in and he starts saying, I don't know, all this stuff. Like, you're not productive. You got to be working. You can't be a burden to society. And at this point in time, they've cut us off from resources. There's no clean water, no clean food. People are starving. And probably the air's fuckery. And so so he starts telling this guy, you just got to go. We don't got time for you old folk. And we're not carrying you through life. And the guy starts being like, I was a vet. I was like going through this whole thing of like our history, like how, he was, valued in this world. He had value. And then they get into this shootout or something, and he kills the guy. And so he goes back to the station, and they're all, that's what we're here to do. And so he is, you can tell he's being faced more with this moral dilemma. So like the awakening, kind of. So he's facing this moral dilemma of, do I just keep doing this? It doesn't feel right. And I guess he also is got information that they don't want leaked out. So kind of like an organization like the C and the I and the A, or I think even the F and the B and the I, and I think that they all are kind of like that. And so he, and the other guys that he works with are got no moral, don't give a shit, no compassion, no empathy, no morals, nothing. They don't give a fuck. And, which was common in our society. And then, so he gets this next case. And I don't know if he had tried to get this case or what, but he gets this next case because it becomes more of a one that he's connected to. So when he first goes to do it, except for I always can pick up on stuff. So it was like I felt like I knew before they told in the movie. Like there's lots of times when people don't like to watch movies with me because I always will tell what's going to happen ahead. I don't know. I can just see it. So I knew what was going to be. So this family he goes to help. It's a mom and a son. And they want to stay where they are, but they have to prove to the government that they can stay there. And so it's this whole thing. Just like, when the C and the P and the S comes out. You got to prove that you are a fit parent, that you can keep your kids. like it's up to the government. Well, at this stage, it's up to them if you can keep a home. It's up to them if you can continue to live the way you want to live or any of that. It's up to them. And they send these guys out and then they will arrest you and stuff. And so he gets all more entwined with these people as he's trying to help them. Or he's going to take them. And then, so this becomes the movie where he's staying with them. But now he's on the run from the other guys. And so as it goes on, it comes out, that this isn't her real kid, but it's his real son. And so this whole intertwined kind of thing. But so they're on the run from the guys that have no morals now. And the information that he has on one of those little things, one of those little things you put in that carry information. You put them in the computer, or a chip, or whatever it is. And it's like a SVS, those cards, something like that. And so he is got information that when they take the people, they're not going and helping them and stuff. They're taking them to a chamber that has a gas. It's like they take them to what we were told, like what the camps were back in World War II. And so they are doing that, and they're just, if you get taken, they're not going and giving you a different place to live. They're just taking you out. And so, because the people, regular population doesn't know that. Kind of like, even in the split population is right now because of homeless people disappearing and stuff. And you have the people who are, that look at it in this bad way, and then there's other people that look at it as like in a good way, but then there's different ways of looking at it in a good way, because some people, get them off the streets. We don't need that garbage out here. And then other ones, I'm more in the thing of if they're taking people, I think that they're trying to get them into healing centers, into some kind of treatments. But I'm sure there's a group who pull up in white vans and God, let's take them and sell them and make some money. So I'm sure there's more than one thing going on. Nothing is just one thing. There's a lot going on. And so, because even with the ICE, there's more to what's going on. I don't know if they're trying to, a certain group is trying to do a bunch of crazy shit. so that they can try and blame it on Donald or what? Because I don't think that he would be doing some of the stuff that is being done. But then also, there's the whole part of him being a catalyst and pushing you to like if the people who just are his followers, that they have to be pushed to be self-identifying. So not just accept everything he does, but to find where they stop and he starts. So to kind of end the merge, because we have to find our solidarity in this awakening. That's what it's like. The evolution of the soul is to find its own solidarity, its sovereignty. It's where do you end and where do I begin? Where do I end and you begin? It's boundaries. And so many people just merge. They just become a part of the pack. And and they don't. The chances of you being fully in alignment with another group like that is you're giving something up, some self-identity. And there's some need that you have to be accepted or something. So there's things that need to be broken down in order to heal them, in order to move into your state of sovereignty or solidarity, is that you as an individual. I'm going to tip this down. I feel like I'm trying to lean up too much. So, and my nose is running. My throat. I was like a fucking man. I swear to God, I'm so fucking sick of this shit. It's like, fuck. So, and I did the black seed oil 2 or 3 times yesterday. I've already done it once this morning. It was like, fuck, man, I don't fucking know. It's like I'm trying to do all these things internally, externally, like on Stella. I'm trying. It's like, man, I'm probably, keeping her going for a lot longer than if I hadn't done all this stuff. But it still is like, everything, it just feels so much like a couple steps forward, then steps backwards. Oh, yeah, I still got to say about my tooth, too. I'll do that in a second. Okay, so, anyways, let me finish this movie thing. So, so he's out to expose this situation. And there's one line was really good, too. So what they have us in containment. And then think about, like, they show this in so many different things. But so, yeah, so many. I'm getting all these flashes of this. It's been in so many movies. Like The Village, which I reference all the time. But the Game of Thrones, the ice wall. So we're in a containment. Like we literally are in a containment. Firmament, we're in this bubble of energy, like a frequency bubble. But this is where the bubble is being broken. And so in this thing, the people, they have no water, no food. Everything is radiation. So it's like what happened after WW3 or something. So everything is this, they're told they have to stay in this parameter, in these areas. They can't go out because the radiation will kill you. So you can't leave. And so they're all trapped in a small area. I wouldn't say a small area, but they're all trapped in their own pastures, because if they go out of the pasture, then they will be killed by the radiation. So that's what everybody's told. So everybody stays where they're supposed to stay. And so while Nicolas Cage is trying to escape with this woman and this kid, and he's got these psychopath's hot on his tail. They go barreling through the perimeter, and they're like on the edge of their seat, like, ooh, we're gonna, is my like the son's like, is my hair falling out? And so they're all like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And then they get through it, and they get to this part where they're like in Canada in the mountains, and there's snow, there's trees everywhere. This kid's like, I've never seen so many trees. You think we died? and they're like, is talking about the radiation, and the woman said, well, you don't really have to put something there. You just have to make them believe there's something there. That's what they've been fucking doing. That's what they do to us. And they've showed it over and over and over. It's all in how we believe. It's what we're told and what we believe. And that's our trap. So when I'm looking forward, this keeps looking like a face over here. Anyways, so it's more of getting us to have a belief system, just like Truman. It's like, it's what their whole thing is, is getting us to our fears to trap us. So we are our own containment. So we contain ourselves. Once we break through, it's like, well, going in there and getting radiated could be better than sitting out here starving, fighting with everybody. So but they see that it wasn't real. It was made up. They just put those barriers up and set it. But then once you got past, then you were out into a whole new world, which is going to be the same thing. When we get past the ice wall, it's a whole new world out there. And then we start seeing that we've been in a containment, which there's going to be a whole more worlds to see, There's going to be so many places to go and see, and so many different realities and cultures to go into. So these psychopaths catch them, and they're out there, and they just take the lady out. And it's like there was no build up to it. Just boom, she's gone. And then the kid's crying and is over by who is his dad. And so Nicolas Cage is, because he was liking the lady and stuff. So it's into this whole intense thing. And so they want to, doing this kid. And whatever, he's trying to negotiate. And he tells the kid to run. And so the kid starts running. Nicolas Cage, so they take him out. And then, so he's down. The kid is running out into the snowy forest, and all of a sudden something starts taking out all these guys. So they're like a sniper from further out starts taking these guys out, and then one of them's left. He takes off running, and so the kid comes back, and he is like hugging his dead mom and stuff. And then it shows this guy who was the sniper, who you would look at, to me, like someone off the reservation. So people who already knew, who were on the outskirts, who went deeper into the outskirts, which I've been saying for a long time. Don't know why people go back in looking for resources. It's like, go out, go away from this nucleus, the center of the issues that people don't see because they're so attached to what the government offers. So they hold on and they won't, take off. I just can't get over some of these, like that we're going to build a tent city in town. Then go build all of you guys go together and start going together and get out there and make a tent city and start building a little town. It's like, I start putting in some gardens, start building some shit up. And so the people it's like, they don't see They just a need. They just need, and they think they need what the government offers. It's like, what is but what is the trade, you know? And I mean, at this point, which is also in this movie, the trade is your work. And if you want something, then you work for it. And so the people who are like, fuck that, then go, I don't know, it's so weird. It's like, there's so many weird things. It's like, and you can see, it's like coming from the individuals. It's like, it's like this dependency. And that is one thing that the catalyst is trying to maneuver out of dependency, because it's no way to live. Then you're a trap. It's a trap. Then you're a slave. So anyways, but people got to see what they got to see. And so so anyways, this, tribe person, they get the kid, take him to the rest of the, like what we would look at like a commune or something. The people on the outskirts of the government who are out there. So then they start talking about the chip thing. And so Nicolas Cage obviously had contact with this guy. He had, there was some kind of contact. I don't know if this is another guy who left the agency or what. And so that's why I'm saying I don't know every little nuance in the thing. But so he, they're trying to figure out, ends up being in the kid's necklace. And so they get the chip thing out and they watch it. And it's him telling everybody what's really going on, and that they are not helping people. They're putting them in the chamber and then turning on the gas and taking them all out. And so it starts a revolution. And that's how it was ending. He started a whole revolution. And the people all started finding out and started burning the cities down and making, what needs to go down. And so we don't need to go in and burn the cities down and stuff. We just need to walk away. Just walk away. I think that's probably in the sense of Jesus stories. If, when we don't know all of the manipulation or whatever to all those fucking stories, but the idea of the mass exodus, like they want us to do this. Well, let's all just join in together and walk away and go build something of our own. It's like, why do we need to play in there for it? We could go build our own, especially when we all come together. So, yeah, we don't need to go in and fight them. They're dirty little bitches anyways. I mean, and we wouldn't even be fighting the people that we need to fight. We'd be fighting their instigators. We'd be fighting their army that they created of, when you say terror, and then you put a little IST at the end. So we would be in battle with that, but that wouldn't be, who we need to be battling with would be the van. That's who needs to be arrested and stuff. I think that's what Donald's been doing, is making arrests up at the top. So, because I think the child of Roth and the fellers that rock, I think that they've all been being taken, because that's, these people who are way up at the top, Chase, like there's a lot of these people who are up at the top and they need to be taken down. And, but we don't need to be in, in some kind of war in the cities. That just only, it is dangerous to us. So why would we do that? Why wouldn't we just gather as much of the resources as that we wanted to take and then start loading up? And who was it? I think it's Edgar Cayce said in his predictions or premonitions or whatever, he said when things when the humans become back into, I don't know the word, like sink into marriage or some kind of back with the horses. The horses are significant role players for the humans, just as the dogs are. The dogs are here to teach us about love and acceptance and boundary. I mean, patience. That's for sure. And but they're here to teach us, and then a lot of them are just beat down and kicked down and starved. Like, there's so much cruelty out there. But anyways, there are other beings that are here to teach us, and horses have a significant role with the humans too. So, and it was interesting too because this one part where it said the horses used to be our way home. It was like, yeah, we used to ride them and stuff. And I've said for a while, if they were trying to make us go on to these, if they were going to try and make us all go on battery cars, I was going to get a horse. Like, fuck that. I'll go back to a big horse and buggy like the fucking Amish, man. And but it is us going back to that direction, away from the direction they're trying to take us and going back towards, because the horses were how we got around. It's where they took us, where we needed to go. And so and people would go with stagecoaches. They would also go with the what were those things called that everybody would load their stuff into? Those whatever bigger buggies. And then they would the horses would take them across the country, supposedly, from where they tell us about history. And so and then people rode them on horseback. I mean, just them and the horse. But the horses have had a significant role in the history of humanity in this arena, in this reality, in this period of time. And so we went away from them and we started going towards motor vehicles and stuff. But when we turn and we start realizing their value again, that is when things are going to start. It's like the beginning of the end or something. And then people were like, well, that's already started. And so, which it is weird, because I did have so much, like, within the past few years, I became so much more aware of horses in the horse things, in the, like, because it's also a huge thing with the horse slaughter. And the thing that gets me is they go out and they round up wild horses, and it's really fucking evil as fuck. And then they take them to auction, and a lot of them go to slaughter and stuff. It's fucking evil, man. And they go and take them, and then people go to the auction, and then they buy these wild horses, these stallions and stuff, and then I don't know, some of them try and tame them and do things, and other people just let them be. So all different things going on. But anyways, there was a lot of this stuff that, like, I didn't know, even though it was in movies and stuff, I didn't know. And then when you start, like, seeing, like, the mistreatment, like the carriage horses, like, I don't know why I thought, like, the carriage horses in New York, I had no idea the mistreatment that was going on with them. It's like, I don't know, for some reason you think, like, oh, they get to live on a farm and they have, like, little stables and shit, like they have a good life or something. Fuck no, they don't. They got no fucking life. They're dying in the streets. And they work them even in the heat, no matter, they don't give a fuck. And then they take them up in buildings. So they're up in buildings on, like, concrete floor in little tiny stalls. They get no life at all. And they're sick, they're not taken care of. It's just like fuckery. So it is kind of like the awareness to start coming in back to the plight of the animals and the horses and stuff. So I can see, what he was saying about, like, when it starts going back to us seeing, because the horses play some significant role in humanity's experience. So anyways, but yeah, it seems like, I mean, we can't just go out and get horses now. Like, I don't know, like cowboy days, which is so weird too. When they sell us on this cowboy days, that at the same time, you have these elaborate buildings from like some other period of time. There's so much weird shit, man. This place is so fucking weird. So I don't know. In some places, some cities, there was like these Roman Empire buildings or something. And then you went out a little further and there was people on horseback fighting for land and panning for gold. Fuck, I don't know, killing fucking buffalo to eat, wearing the furs of all the animals. And then at the same time, you have these people who are all dressed up with their parasols, their bustles, and walking around these giant buildings with these giant doors. And there was it had some places where you the sidewalk moved. You didn't even have to fucking walk. You just got on the sidewalk and it moved you around. So there's lots of things. Even at the same time, I think there was some kind of things that they were traveling in the sky. So I don't know if it was like these balloon things or what, but there's like, who knows on all this shit? Everything is like, how did all these, like, what? That's why it's like, that was one reality, this was a different reality, this was a different reality, this is a different reality. And then they tell us these weird stories, and then we're in this weird place, and we're trying to put it all together, and it's like, nothing goes together. It's like, we got 5 different puzzles here. These pieces don't fit with that one. These pieces don't fit with this one. It's like, okay, we need to start over. Like, give us all the pieces to this puzzle. Give us all the pieces to this puzzle so we can put these pieces together, because they don't go together. And that, I think, is the disclosure. It's like, the truth to this world is very different than what we think. We're always trying to put together pieces of different puzzles that don't go together. So, but if we could just go and round up some horses and gather our belongings and get some carriages and take off out into the woods and then start cutting down some trees and building some houses for ourselves and putting in some gardens, we could go build other communities where they don't exist. But see, now they've even reached this point where they track us with these drone things. Like, they're always watching us with these fucking satellite things, these drone things. They're always got their eyes on us. They got their fucking microphones in their goddamn TVs. They're listening to us all the time. They're watching us. It's like, it's fucking creepy. But that's what, we need to do, is to pull free from their stuff. Why fight them? What's the point? Just leave their cities abandoned. What do we need from their cities? Fucking concrete jungle full of fucking poisonous food, and the air is there's no fresh air. Just think about in the cities and stuff, like in New York, all those people in that condensed place, how much fucking exhaust they breathe in all day long. I bet you that there's got to be a lot of people who are super sick in some of those places. Chicago, Boston, New York. Like, we got to be out and have fresh air. And then this Mom Dob guy, he's just doing weirder and weirder shit. Like, we didn't see that coming. But I think he's also, it's going to be shown, he was placed. So who knows what all is going to be exposed with him. But they're definitely exposing a lot of stuff. Like, he's just, every day I'm hearing like, oh, guess what he's doing now? And so it's all weird shit. So it's like Erica's weird. It's like all the things right now that are being exposed are just weird shit, man. And but I think if they're, whatever they're doing to take down certain areas of that house that's white, then it's because it was what's hidden, what was underneath. And who knows when that all started, you know? I know that in our more recent history, since I've been alive, that there was a lot of really bad shit that went on there. So who knows how far back it goes. But everything in there's just so many lies in our history. It's just so much bullshit. There's weird shit about Lincoln. I don't even know if it's like Donald's a descendant. There's something real weird about some of this stuff. And who knows? Who knows what they spend so much time just creating a false reality. It's all bullshit. And we spend so much time and energy trying to decipher through the lies. It's like being married to somebody who's a liar and letting them drive you fucking crazy. And it will. They will drive you fucking insane. A liar just be lying all the fucking time. And no matter how many times you catch them in a lie, they just multiply the lies. And they will drive you insane. Because it starts making you feel like you're crazy. And so liars are toxic as fuck. And that's what we live in, the world of liars. And then we're the fucking... it's like the victim in the relationship. But see, we got to pull free from that mentality and pull into our power and being like, I'm not playing your game anymore. You lie all the time. I'm done with it. And but we're still in the stage of sitting and whining and crying. But why do they lie to us? Why do they do this? Why do you do this to me? It's like, yeah, you gotta get past that part. You gotta move into the next part. And we're gonna be pushed. The universe is gonna push us into the next part because people are stubborn as fuck. They'd rather just sit and whine and cry. They'd rather fucking battle it out and burn it down. It's like, that's not what we need to do. What we need to do is recognize the truth and that it's all fucking bullshit lies. And we need to, yeah, I've got Truman coming into my mind again. Yeah. Well, if Truman just stayed there and started trying to burn the city down, what would be the point? No, he tried to make his escape. And then he just saw more of the lies. And then he had to take the risk and go through the door to go out into the great unknown. And that's what we need to do. We need to take the risk. We need to go out into the great unknown and see what we're capable of. I wish they would do a Truman Part 2. What happened on the other side? What happened when he went through the door? And but anyways, but that's what we need to do as a society. We need to move through the opening. We need to create an opening. We need to go, not sit here and tear it down in a mad little fucking tantrum of, oh, you were mean to me. It's like, fucking let it go. It's like, why hold on to all of that hate and anger? Why not just walk out the door? It's so weird because I keep having these different relations go through my mind, and relationships too, and marriage and stuff. Of like the battle to try and get somebody to change. It's like, what are we trying to get somebody to change? If it's not working for us, what are we just driving ourselves crazy trying to fight and argue and get somebody to change instead of just saying, adios, amigo. See you later. Have a great life. But that's what we need to do on this massive scale. But I've been in those relationships where you're desperate and trying to get them to change, and you're whining and crying and feeling sorry for yourself. And it really, when does something change is when you make a change, when you go and do something different. Because sitting here trying to get somebody else to change is not going to do you any good. And so, but on the micro, macro, yeah, as to try and get the government to change, well, if they just do this, well, if we vote about it, certainly they'll do it then. If we tell them what we want. Okay. I don't think that's been working for us, but you guys want to keep trying it, go on with your big bad self. So that's where we need to, pack up our bags and say, adios, we're out of here. and, come together in groups and say, hey, you guys want to go this way? Let's go this way. And I know that that's happening, but it's happening on a smaller scale. The larger scale is the ones who are, you know, going to be a good citizen, and we're going to be compliant. We're going to do what we're told. And then things are going to keep backfiring because we're not meant to live like that. So things are going to keep backfiring in people's lives, and people are going to keep crying, but I was trying to do the right thing, and look what they've done to me. Like all these people going into the medical, look what's happened to me now. It's like, because we're not meant to live that way. So, yep, it's going to blow the fuck up. And so it's going to keep going until something happens that pulls the rug out from under us, that flips this shit upside down. And that's what, we're on the edge of our seats waiting for. And it has a sense of desperation for some of us who, like, can see it coming. And it's like, you want to get people to see, you want to get people to wake up, you want to get people to do something different, but you can't, because it's what they're here to play through. It's what their experience is about. And a lot of these people are going to have some profound experience from their, it's like this deliberate resistance, So there's things that they have to encounter in their own healing, their own growth and stuff. So there's no way, it's like the same thing as like in the micro, your own relationship. So my own relationship, and then being with somebody who's super toxic, being with somebody who lies to you all the time, and then being desperate and crying and trying to get them to change and all of that stuff. And that you have to go through that stuff, because then you learn, like you can't do that. You learn from it. And that on the macro, that is what, so we can't, like, I could have people tell me a zillion times, well, you just gotta get divorced, leave them, don't stay. And then I know I've tried lots of times, and things would never go in the right direction. But then, but your experience is what teaches you. And so you learn from your experience. And so that is what we have on the macro. That's why we can't be the person who's sitting there saying, yeah, but you just got to leave. Yeah, you just got to leave. Because they have to learn it. They have to go through it. They have to experience it for themselves. That's where the real impact comes in with your learning and your growth, is you experiencing. And so that's what, we can sit here and be like, oh, it's a real nail biter. What's going to happen next? But that's the thing, is that it's, but that's the other thing too, is going to affect those people more than it's going to affect the bystanders, the ones that are, biting their nails, watching, like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And all I know is it's going to be impactful. It's going to be, a rug being pulled out from under people, the table flipping over. It's going to be, and it's already going in people's lives, but it's going to be on a bigger scale. So it's going to be something dramatic is going to happen. That's when, the universe has stepped in and said, enough is enough. Things are changing. And you better get with it or see you later. And so that's, and then it's just like it's right around the corner. It's like it could be at any moment of any day, anything. It's like that's the thing, is anything could happen at any moment. And then a lot of people can feel it. You can feel something coming. You can feel this sense that something's about to go down, and you just don't know when. And each day that bypasses, it really just builds the intensity, even though it's like, nothing's ever going to happen. But there's a whole group of people who think like nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to happen. But and then there's another group of us that was like, oh no, it's getting more tense all the time. It's getting more intense. Something big is coming. And you just don't know what it is. You don't know. But it's also, it seems like it's going to be a lot of things, a lot of different things. And it's going to be what